In this video, we're going to talk about how we write systems of equations based off of word problems, word-based scenarios. And we're going to use this basic, simple four-step approach to try and help us be more consistent in our writing. First thing we're going to do, we're going to read through the problem carefully and figure out what the problem is asking us to find. Once we figure out what the problem is asking us to find, we're going to, since we're dealing with system scenarios here, we're going to have to assign two variables, because there will be two different quantities that we're trying to find. Then we're going to write down what each variable represents, and then we're going to reread the problem and write two equations that relate the quantities that are given in the problem. Let's look at a few examples. Our first example, we're going to write a system to represent this situation. Suppose you bought 5 oranges and 4 grapefruits for a total of $4.90 from the local fruit stand. The next day you went back and bought 7 oranges and 3 grapefruits for $5.30. How much does each type of fruit cost? So after carefully reading through this problem and seeing the question that I'm being asked, I need to find out the price of an orange and the price of a grapefruit. So those are the two quantities that we're trying to find, and I will assign variables to those. Let's let X be the cost of an orange, and we'll let Y be the cost of a grapefruit. And I'm writing down what the two variables equal to remind me as I write my equations what those variables stand for. Also, because after I've written my equations and solved my system, it's going to be easier for me to interpret my answer if I know exactly what each variable stands for. Alright, now we'll go back to rereading the problem and writing the two equations to relate the information that we're given. Let's look at the first sentence. Suppose you bought 5 oranges and 4 grapefruits for a total of $4.90. Well, if we bought 5 oranges, the cost of those are going to be 5 times the cost of the orange, which is X. And if we bought 4 grapefruits, the cost of those, we're going to take 4 times the cost of the grapefruit. Now, what do we do to those two things to get the total cost of everything? Well, we're going to add those together. So we're going to add those together, and that gives us the total costs of the oranges and grapefruits that we bought on the first day. And that's one of the equations in our system. We continue through the problem. The next day, we went back, we bought 7 oranges and 3 grapefruits for $5.30. We're going to take 7 times the cost of an orange and 3 times the cost of grapefruit, and that's going to be equal to the total cost of those. And there's our system of equations that we can use to solve and figure out how much each type of fruit costs. We're not going to actually go through the process of solving this, since this video is focusing on us being able to write systems. If you can write systems, and you know the 3 system techniques for solving that we've already learned, solving this system should not be terribly difficult. Alright, next example. We're going to write a system to represent this situation. The cost of 12 gallons of regular gasoline and 8 gallons of premium gasoline is $66.20. Premium costs 30 cents more per gallon than regular. What is the cost per gallon of each type of gasoline? So we're looking for the cost of each type of gasoline. We need to find the cost of regular gasoline and also the cost of premium gasoline. And so if we're looking to find those are going to be our two variables. So I'll let X be the cost or the price per gallon for regular. And I'll let Y be the cost per gallon or the price per gallon for premium. And then I'm going to read carefully through the problem again to take the information and turn it into equations. Start with the first sentence. Cost of 12 gallons of regular and 8 gallons of premium is $66.20. So 12 times the cost of a gallon of regular and 8 times the cost of a gallon of premium is equal to 66.20. There's one equation in our system. And then the second equation is going to come from this sentence. Premium costs 30 cents more per gallon than regular. So if you think about what that means, interpreting that from a common sense standpoint, that means the premium amount is equal to the regular amount plus 30. Since premium costs 30 cents more per gallon than regular. So premium is equal to regular plus 30 cents. And there's our system that we can use to solve and find the cost per gallon for each of these types of gasoline. All right, one more example. In 1 week, a music store sold 9 guitars for a total of $3,611. Electric guitars sold for $479 each, and acoustic guitars sold for $339 each. How many of each type of guitar were sold? Okay, so we're looking for how many of each type of guitar were sold. So we'll let X be the number of electric guitars. And we'll let Y be the number of acoustic guitars. Okay, and now I'm going to write my equations. In this week, the music store sold 9 guitars. That means the total number of electric guitars plus acoustic guitars has to be 9. So if we take the number of electric guitars plus the number of acoustic guitars, that has to be 9. And then we have information related on the total cost. We've got a total of $3,611. And the electric guitars sold for $479 each. So the amount of money that we took in from the electric guitars is going to be $479 times however many of those we sold, which is X. And the amount that we take in from acoustic guitars sold for $339 each. So if we take 339 times the number of acoustic guitars, that gives us how much money we make from the acoustic guitars. We take the money we make from the electric plus the money we make from the acoustic. That gives us the total amount of money that we make. And there's our system that we could solve in order to answer this question. All right, that's the end of this video. See you next time.